Thank you very much, and thanks for the intro, Brian. Today I'm going to introduce GFG Resources. I'm the President and CEO, and I'm going to talk to you about our assets in Timmins and also give you a brief update on what we have down in Wyoming. Going for gold, gift from God, that's really the acronym for GFG. There's a few different drivers there depending on your perspective of the day. I'm an explorationist, I'm a geologist, and an optimist, so like many of the guys up on stage, I'll make forward-looking statements today and have the cautionary statement here. When we set up GFG about 6 years ago, we set ourselves up to be district-scale explorers, and that's really what we are. We're a team that's found, operated, built, transacted in the gold industry for decades. We're really focused in the Timmins Belt, and I think what I'm going to show you is we're looking in big belts. We think there's more preserved opportunity in these belts, and we're looking at them differently. Really focused on putting the dollars in the ground. We're all shareholders. The insiders control a lot of this company in terms of stock, and we're cognizant with how we spend our money. We're about a 25 million market cap company. We have a good track record. If you look at the chart over the last couple of months, it's performed very well. Like my predecessor in terms of the Lundin family, also a strong supporter of GFG, and certainly backed us over the last number of years. That would be the 1875 fund out of Geneva. But equally, the likes of things like Alamos, Delbrook, US Global, good strong institutional holders, and always a good sign seeing insiders. I don't want to get hung up on too much of this graph here, but ultimately discoveries are rare. And what I'm going to show you and talk to you about today, I think, is a relevant discovery in Timmins. And when you think about the belts where they are made, it's an infrastructure-rich belt. It's a place where more ounces of gold feed is needed in the mills around us. And what usually happens with discoveries today is they get acquired. And I think that's really the thesis here. We're a team that's found ore bodies before. Our team was the ex-Claude Resources team from Saskatchewan. We found a great ore body. We did Claude well, and it currently owns a large percentage of SSR these days, which is a great platform that's continued to grow. When I look at this map, this is one of the most well-endowed pieces of crust on Earth. There's about 140 million ounces of gold in that map. There's Kirkland Lake, there's Timmins, there's infrastructure here going in, Cote Lake, Newmont. You can look out to the east of us, you see Agnico Eagle. This is a great place to discover more ore bodies. GFG went here about 4 years ago. We control 800 square kilometers of ground in 3 different blocks. We started west with Pen and Doré. Last year we picked up the Montclair and the Gold Arm properties east of Timmins, and only next to Newmont are our land holdings. This is 800 square kilometers. If you look at the discovery history of this belt, Borden, Trelawney, Lakeshore Gold with Timmins West, these were found in the 2000 cycle. There's lots of ore bodies to be found here yet, and it is elephant country. 2, 5, 10, 20 million ounce systems are numerous on this map. And there's a need for feed. In that sense, there's a lot of infrastructure here, milling relatively low grade, and we see a good opportunity in this camp. I'm going to focus on the Gold Arm property, which is the easterly of these 3 properties. It's east of Timmins, along the Porcupine-Dester and the Pipestone Breaks going out to the east. We neighbor things like the Taylor Mine, Holt Holloway, Fen Gibbs along strike with us, Mayfair to the east, Moneta just to the east of us. The Gold Arm block was put together by GFG through about 4 transactions over the last 18 months. It's a 30-kilometer long stretch of the Pipestone Break. It's immensely underexplored, and I'm going to show you what we acquired and the discovery that is in the making. 4 mills within 25 kilometers of this property. That is infrastructure, and it's great opportunity because it really lowers the critical threshold to make an economic deposit. This is why we work in Timmins. Lots of infrastructure, lots of endowment, lots of cover. There's more ounces to be found here. This is what we started with at Montclair. There's 120 holes here from the 50s and 60s and 40s, pre-43-101. It showed us a system that was about 1 kilometer in strike length. We bought this block, it's about 10 kilometers. We folded in another block, we now have a 30-kilometer land position. It showed us where the system was. And when we looked east and we looked west, it hadn't been explored. We thought we could see bulk tonnage potential, we thought we could see high grade. And I'll show you a cross-section through here. Previous owners showed some vertical holes, and they returned things like 120 meters at 0.8. This is a great bulk tonnage system and lots of high-grade assays as well coming off these footwall splays. Two main breaks, the Kanamax corridor. This is the Pipestone break on the left. On the right, this is the Montclair prospect. This is where the bulk of our drilling's been focused. We're returning very good hits at 100 meters depth. Underneath this cover, you can see the till cover here, 10, 15 meters. In terms of assay flow, we've had 7 press releases through 2022. We released one just recently at the start of 2023, and into a very positive gold market. We've had a very strong share price response. I'm proud of what we did last year. It wasn't a great gold market for many of the juniors, but this company put out a lot of very good press releases. And when we think about what we've published here, we've drilled about 15,000 meters on this property over the last 18 months. 5 grams over 26 meters, 1.6 over 70, 8 over 8. These are all within 150 meters of surface. These are economic hits in a very well-endowed belt, and great potential to continue to grow this. This is what we published last year. Earlier last week, we published our best hole ever. 10 grams over 16 meters. It's not a one-hole hit. It links to 5 over 25. It links to 8 over 8. We have good continuity here. We're understanding the structural continuity and the relationship of what it's going to take to turn this system into something quite relevant. So I'd urge you to look at the website to look at some more information on this. But 10 over 16 is very high grade. It's a very bulk tonnage, and it's shallow, and it's expandable in terms of its continuity. When we look at what we drilled last year, we also stepped out up to a kilometer away. We saw very similar looking rocks. Here's some pictures we published in our last press release. Same looking sulfides, same looking veins, great looking structure and alteration. There's no drilling out here. GFG is the first person to test this far to the east. We like what we've seen in rocks. We should have these results back in the next several weeks, and we're going to be back drilling out here in Q1. So we're very encouraged by what we're seeing in the drill results from Q4, and we will be actively following these up in Q1 of this year. I've talked about the Montclair prospect. It's literally 1 kilometer of 30 kilometers of ground we have. These are great regional land positions that GFG has put together. We have 5 targets we've developed and permitted across here. 3 holes went into the Aljo mine target, which is at the east end of this land position. Great looking rocks. We'll see what those grade in the next month or so. So I'm very encouraged by not only the results we've seen at Montclair, but the ability to show more systems both along strike at Montclair and across our 30-kilometer land position. 2023 will be an exciting year for GFG. Going to drill about 10,000 meters. I think we can show Montclair as a relevant and growing deposit in a very well-endowed belt. We're going to build the target pipeline across Montclair. We have 2 large properties out to the west of Timmins, Penn, and Doré. Those abut Newmont, they abut Newcrest and IM Gold, and they're sandwiched between majors. These are very valuable as well. They're early stage properties, and we'll continue to advance those. We've only got a minute left, so I'm going to give you the brief pitch of what we have in the U.S. We have the Rattlesnake Hills Gold District. It's under an option to a private U.S. company, and they're trying to bring in-situ mining to gold. You're not going to mine in-situ with cyanide, so they're using a triiodide ligand. This is a patented process. It's a private company. We've optioned them our project. We're an equity holder in their company, and they have the right to earn to 70% of the project by taking it commercial. There's a large resource, a large mineral system here. There's no public resource, but there's about 40 million spent on this property historically, and a lot of drill holes been shown. So I think there's a well-established mineralization to be tested. Why Wyoming? We're literally surrounded by in-situ uranium mines. Great jurisdiction to bring something to production. The deposit's been drilled off, and Group 11's a great partner to work with us. Here's some leach curves. No cyanide in these leach curves. 40, 50, 60, 70% of the gold extracted without using cyanide from our ores at Rattlesnake is working. And if we believe we can extract gold without using cyanide, there's no reason you can't in-situ mining for gold. So we're exposed to new technology through our partnerships in the US. We're an active and aggressive explorer in Timmins with very high-grade shallow intercepts in an infrastructure-rich belt. This is a team that's made discoveries before. We're a strong team that's built with the great shareholders to continue to back us, both institutional and corporate. So I think there's a lot of ways to win with GFG. We continue to push the Timmins exploration. I think it'll be an exciting year, 2023, and I would urge you to look at our website, follow up with us at the booth, or ask questions following the presentation. Thank you very much.